One of the big global headlines has been the Republican National Convention that's underway. Of course, Donald Trump made his first appearance after the assassination attempt, but he's also gone ahead and named the Republican vice presidential candidate. It's JD Vance. And there's a lot of focus right now, here in India at least, on Vance's wife, Usha Chilukuri. She is someone who has Telugu origin, so it's got a lot of people excited because on one hand, as far as the Democrats go, it's Kamala Harris, who also traces back to Indian roots, and now you have Usha Vance too. More details in our next report about JD Vance and his family.
You have to start by dealing a humiliating rebuke to the radical left in this election. This is so important, this election. JD Vance.
Former President Donald Trump selected Ohio Senator JD Vance as his running mate for the 2024 presidential contest. The 39-year-old Ohio senator, a baptized Catholic, a U.S. Marine veteran, a Yale graduate in law and bestseller author, is all set to be the vice president for Donald Trump if he comes to power. Vance's selection injected new energy into a campaign that has centered in recent years on questions of age. Both presidential candidates, being 75 plus, a 40 under young Republican raised in a humble background in Ohio with a Hindu wife from Indian origin, was the right move for the Trump camp.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for us to determine our nominee for the office of Vice President of the United States, Senator J.D. Vance.
But in 2016, J.D. Vance did not support Donald Trump. The lawyer turned venture capitalist turned politician in 2016 did not vote for Trump and called him Hitler and declared himself as a never a Trump guy. But then he changed course 2 years later, around the time he was baptized and became a Catholic. His 2016 bestseller memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, has often been described as a window into rural, oft-forgotten America that fueled Donald Trump's rise. It was adapted into a film directed by Ron Howard 4 years after it was first published.
Well, I'd say, first of all, it's not an unsurprising pick. Vance has been one of the top names that have been talked about for many weeks now. He's an interesting guy. He's a senator and recently been elected senator. And I think the thing that's critical for Vance, the thing that makes him attractive to Trump and to Republicans, is that he's got a real blue-collar background. Even though he is a Yale-trained lawyer, an Ivy League lawyer, he has maintained this kind of credibility and ties to that more rural parts of America.
JD Vance met Usha in his Yale days. That is when he grew close to another Yale graduate Republican of Indian origin, Vivek Ramaswamy. The three are close friends, and Vance credits his wife for inspiring him to find his true faith in Catholicism 4 years after his marriage. A litigator at a national firm, Usha Chilukuri is the daughter of Indian immigrants and has an impressive academic background. Together, they have 3 children, and one of them is named Vivek, inspired by their friend Ramaswamy, who withdrew from presidential race in January, endorsing Trump.
Our family story is an Ohio story. My husband JD grew up in Middletown, and things weren't easy. His mom struggled with addiction, and his dad wasn't there. But JD was lucky. He was raised by his loving grandmother, and he served his country as a Marine in Iraq. He's an incredible father, and he's my best friend. JD shared his family story in Hillbilly Elegy, and he wants for Ohio what Ohio gave him: a fighting chance.
I'm JD Vance, and I approve this message.
Well, I think his background is really compelling. The fact that, a hard pull up from your bootstraps kind of life, a mother who was addicted to drugs. He wrote about it, a book that really affected many people in the country of what was happening in Appalachia. I think also that he served his country. He, as a Marine, I think that's compelling as well. He had a short-term success in business. He's a lawyer, married to an Indian American, 3, children. He has built, a life, an American life that I think Donald Trump clearly respects.
JD Vance as the running mate is also likely to play out well in the Silicon Valley, where Trump is looking for financial backing for the campaign. The billionaire former CEO of PayPal, Peter Thiel, is one of Vance's biggest donors. And this selection also means that two white men will now lead the Republican ticket as Trump seeks to make inroads into other demographics, like the Asian Indian diaspora, where Usha plays a significant role. Bureau Report, India Today.